Today we're going to step back and look at how modern AI systems are actually being built. Many people think that AI is just a model like ChatGPT, but in reality, a production AI system is much bigger than that. Because behind every powerful AI application is a complete architecture made up of several components working together. In this lecture, we're going to break down what I call the 5 pillars of the modern AI system. My name is Success Ojo, and I am from GMID Academy. To understand the modern AI system, we need to understand the 5 core pillars. Because these 5 pillars, they are the bedrock of the modern AI system. First, we have the data, which is the foundation. Then the second, we have the model, which provides the intelligence. Third, we have the AI enhancement techniques like RAG, fine-tuning that improve the performance. 4, we have the infrastructure, which allow AI systems to run and scale. And finally, we have governance and risk management, which ensures that the system remains safe, fair, and compliant. Think of these pillars like the foundation of a building. If one pillar is weak, what happens? The entire AI system becomes unstable. One of the biggest misconceptions in AI today is that model is everything. But the truth is, even the most advanced model can fail if the surrounding system is poorly designed. For example, if the data is poor, then the model learns incorrect patterns. If the infrastructure is weak, the system cannot handle real users. And if there is no governance, the AI can create bias, privacy violations, or even legal problems. So building real-world AI systems requires more than just training a powerful model. It requires full system architecture built on strong pillars. So the first pillar of modern AI system is data. Data is essential. It's just like the fuel of the artificial intelligence. Just like a car cannot run without the fuel, an AI cannot function without the data. But not just any data. The data must be clean, must be well labeled, must be diverse, and it must also be properly governed. Because if it is not, then definitely it's not going to give us the right response. There is a famous principle in AI that says that garbage in and garbage out. If poor data enters the system will provide poor results. So the quality of the data determines the maximum intelligence your system can reach. So it is very, very important for us to ensure that in actually feeding or training our model on any data, we must ensure that the data is clean, it is well labeled, it is diverse, and properly governed. It is at this time that the AI can actually give us the maximum intelligence required of our AI system. The second pillar is AI models, and this is the layer where the actual intelligence lives. AI models are responsible for tasks such as understanding language, analyzing images, transcribing speech, and generating new content. And today we see different types of models. Large language models like GPT, Gemini, Grok, Claude, and so many. We have computer vision models that their own is to analyze images. We have speech models that process voice. And increasingly, multimodal models that combine several types of data together. This model form the reasoning engine of modern AI system, and they are the second pillar of the modern AI system. Even though modern models are powerful, but they are not perfect out of the box. This is where enhancement techniques come in. Enhancement techniques help adapt models to real-world environment. For example, RAG or retrieval augmented generation. This will connect our model to external knowledge sources so that they can access updated information. We also have fine tuning that allows organizations to train models on their own domain knowledge. We also have prompt engineering, which guides how the system or the model behaves. We also have multimodal integration that allows systems to understand different types of input. These techniques transform a general AI model into specialized intelligent model. And they are really core pillar of modern AI system. The fourth pillar is AI infrastructure. Even the best model in the world cannot help user if it cannot run reliably. Infrastructure include things like APIs that allows application to access model, vector database that store embeddings for retrieval, model serving systems that manage inference. Remember, I taught you that when users are using the model, we call it inference. But when we're still training the model, that is the training phase. We have the GPU hardware for compute and cloud platform that scale the system. Infrastructure is what allows AI to move from research experiments into real products used by millions of people. So we can now say that infrastructure is the underlining that allows AI to be able to be used or serve millions of people. And so when you now realize, or when they say that AI is expensive, you have to actually look at the cost of the compute, the cloud platforms. You have to actually look at the cost of the API, the databases that store the embeddings for retrieval, and all this, they form the AI infrastructure. And this is the fourth pillar that modern AI system runs on. The fifth pillar of modern AI system is governance, risk, and compliance that we call GRC. As AI becomes more powerful, the consequence of mistakes also become much larger. Organizations must now ensure that their AI systems are fair, transparent, secure, and compliant with regulations. Governance involves monitoring for bias, protecting user privacy, detecting model drift, and aligning with regulatory compliance. When you're talking about AI fairness and bias detection, we must ensure there is continuous audits of our model output for demographic and systemic bias. We must ensure that there is equitable treatment across all user population. Otherwise, there will be bias and it will also be fair. And that is not a good sign for a quality AI system. We must also enforce data, minimization. Access controls must be well implemented. We must ensure we comply with GDPR, CCPA, and sector-specific regulations. It is also important that we continue to monitor the model. We must track the model drift, the output quality, and also anomalies behavior in production. We must catch degradation before it impacts the user. It is also necessary for us to make sure that it aligns with necessary regulatory compliance, like NIST, AI RMF, because responsible AI is no longer optional. It is now core requirement for deploying AI safely in the real world. So AI is not only supposed to fit the purpose, it must also be safe to use and meet all necessary regulations. So when all the 5 pillars come together, we'll have what is known as complete AI system. Because if you look at it, the data will provide the foundation. The models, they are the one that will provide the intelligence. All the enhancements, they will actually improve the accuracy. Then, if you now look at it, the infrastructure, we allow the system to scale. And the governance, you know, they are the one that will ensure that the system remain trustworthy. You know, all these pillars, they work together for the organization to build an AI system that's reliable, scalable, and safe for real world deployment. And if you look at it, what we actually need is trustworthy and scalable AI system. So all these five pillars, they are actually the core bedrock of our modern system, and they are actually necessary for us to build a trustworthy and scalable system. On a final note, the key takeaway from this lecture is that AI is not just powerful models. It depends on the data quality, the engineering techniques, the infrastructure, and the responsible governance working together. We mean the data that forms the foundation of its truths, the models, the intelligence layer, the enhancement, the people behind the model, that they're actually doing the review of the output, the performance, the labeling, the annotation, the RAG, the fine tuning, and the infrastructure, the powers that scale the model itself, how powerful it is, and also the governance that forms or that gives the trust guarantee. You see, organizations that understand and invest in these five pillars are the ones that are actually building AI systems that will define the future. We have actually come to the end of this lecture, and I hope you now have a good understanding of the five pillars that form the underline or the architecture of the modern AI system. If you have any question, let us have it. Thank you.